Welcome to Business with Louis, the show where we dive into the world of entrepreneurship and explore the concepts, strategies, and stories that shape the business landscape. Today, we're going to talk about a crucial topic that affects us all: financial scams and why we fall for them. Financial scams are a pervasive problem that can have devastating consequences for individuals, businesses, and economies as a whole. According to the Federal Trade Commission, Americans lost over $3.3 billion to phishing scams alone in 2020. But why do we fall for these scams? What are the psychological and behavioral factors that make us vulnerable to financial deception? To understand this, let's break down the core principles and theories behind financial scams. One of the key concepts is social proof, which refers to our tendency to follow the actions of others, especially when we're uncertain or lack information. Scammers often use social proof to create a sense of legitimacy and urgency, making us more likely to invest in their fake scheme. Another important concept is cognitive bias, which refers to the systematic errors in thinking and decision-making that affect us all. For example, the confirmation bias makes us more likely to believe information that confirms our existing beliefs, while the anchoring bias leads us to rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive. Scammers exploit these biases to create convincing narratives that deceive even the most savvy investors. One influential thinker who has written extensively on financial scams is Dan Ariely, a behavioral economist who has studied the psychology of deception and trust. According to Ariely, our brains are wired to trust others, which makes us vulnerable to scams. However, by understanding these psychological factors, we can develop strategies to protect ourselves and make more informed decisions. Let's look at some real-world examples and case studies that demonstrate financial scams in action. One notable example is the Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme, which duped thousands of investors out of billions of dollars. Madoff used social proof and cognitive biases to create a convincing narrative, promising unusually high returns and exclusive access to his investment fund. Another example is the BitConnect cryptocurrency scam, which promised investors astronomical returns, but turned out to be a massive Ponzi scheme. The scammers use social media and online platforms to spread false information and create a sense of urgency, making it difficult for regulators to keep up. So, how can you apply this knowledge to your own business or career? Here are some practical tips. 1. Be cautious of unsolicited offers. If someone approaches you with an investment opportunity that seems too good to be true, it probably is. 2. Verify credentials. Research the company and its representatives to ensure they are legitimate and have a track record of success. 3. Diversify your investments. Spread your risk across different asset classes and industries to minimize your exposure to any one scam. 4. Stay informed but not emotional. Keep up with market news and trends, but avoid making impulsive decisions based on emotions or biases. In terms of tools and resources, there are several organizations that provide valuable information and guidance on avoiding financial scams. The FTC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority all offer excellent resources and tips for investors. Additionally, consider using services like the SEC's EDGAR database to research investment opportunities and verify the credentials of financial professionals. You can also use online platforms like Crunchbase or Angelist to research startups and entrepreneurs. In conclusion, understanding financial scams and why we fall for them is crucial in today's business environment. By recognizing the tactics used by scammers and being aware of our own cognitive biases, we can develop a stronger defense against their schemes. Remember that every great business starts with a solid foundation of knowledge and caution. As I always say, a wise investor is not one who avoids all risks, but one who takes informed risks with their eyes wide open. That's it for today's Business with Louis. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, every great business starts with action. Make your next move count.